It worked out. What was working for her, you thought?
It was two things. Number one, everybody's expecting Carlin on Friday night, and so I think they prepare for 75. So I thought that might just cross them up a little bit. And then they're a team that really relies on drawn walks, and one of Peyton's specialties is pounding the zone. I mean, Peyton's never wanted to go out there and give up a lot of freebies. So I think the combination of those two things made it the time to do it.
How is Peyton doing with sort of the pressure facing a potential perfect game scenario?
Well, apparently Peyton had no idea. The first she knew that she was, throwing a perfect game was when she did the post-game interview with ESPN. So I guess that's a good thing.
How big was Riley, not only defensively, but to kickstart the offense there?
Yeah, huge. I mean, she made the first play she made coming in. That's a play we talked about because I think there was one at Mississippi State we felt like, hey, she could have got. So, you just love when you talk to your athletes about something, you work on something, and they work on it, and then they go out and make it happen in a game. She went over the shoulder. She did everything. And then Kiki's catch against the wall. I mean, it's just, those kind of plays don't allow them to get any momentum going.
You go ahead, Jim. What helped you break through against Arizona in that fourth inning?
Well, obviously, they gave us a hand, but I really was liking our at-bats as the game went along. It might not have showed on the scoreboard, but we were about as unemotional as we've been in the dugout in a good way in a long time, and just not getting frustrated that we weren't squaring up more balls, and kind of switching what we wanted to look for. Different hitters were just trusting that process. So just putting the barrel on the ball. I mean, when you put the barrel on the ball, you force them to have to make plays, and we got some good base running out of it too.
You talked earlier this week about Carlin Pickens and her just being a real growth-minded type of player. For her to come out in such a tough situation, get those 2 strikeouts, what does that do for her?
Well, I mean, facing 75 after you've been facing 65, 66 with a lot of spin, that's pretty darn near impossible. And, they had their 2 best hitters arguably up right there. But yeah, I think it's good for Carlin to be put in that situation, because as we get into postseason play, they're going to have to help each other out and be in those starting and relief roles. And it was kind of cool today because I said, hey, Carlin, I'm thinking today's a good day to change things up. She goes, I had a feeling it was too, Coach. So that's just Carlin. She's just going to do whatever is best for the team.
You guys have only lost 1 home game all year. What is it about playing at Sherry Parker Lee that helps this team so much, you think?
Well, you heard this crowd, right? I mean, from the get-go, as soon as they start the introductions, this place just goes crazy, and you can't help but get goosebumps, and you want to play for your home fans. I mean, they come out here and they support us no matter what. Even on our bad nights, they're here. So we want to give them a show.
And LSU has multiple players, of course, that are batting in the 300s, and they've been an explosive offensive team all year, yet you guys were able to hold them, 3 up, 3 down through the first 6 innings. What did you guys do differently that other teams weren't able to do against this LSU team that was able to limit their offense in this game?
I think it's just our pitchers. Number one, they're competitors. I mean, Peyton's a dog out there. And, number 2, she trusts her pitches, and she's able to spin the ball through the zone. And she trusts her defense behind her. So it's all those things. I wouldn't say we did anything different. It's just all those things you want a pitcher to be and to do when they get the ball.
Kind of leading into that, too, you talked about the challenge of LSU and their left-handed hitters. I think they've got 16 on their roster.
Yeah.
Obviously, Tennessee, you guys handled them pretty well today. How did you rise to that challenge of kind of shutting them down?
Well, Peyton's going to respond to a challenge, so if she thinks people are looking at that as, hey, that's going to be an advantage, she's going to show you that it's not. That's just her. But it is different because we haven't faced a lineup like that this year. And, we go out there and put 9 righties in the lineup. We have some left-handed hitters on our team, so we were able to get some good work in against them this week from a live standpoint, just so our pitchers could see that look. We see left-handed hitters. You just don't usually see that many in a lineup.
What are you going to look to do differently against Arizona if you see her later in the weekend?
Yeah, I think we just chased a little bit too much, especially early. And we want to be aggressive, but we've got to, attack what we want to attack. And I thought that we needed to make her bring that drop ball up a little bit more. And then when we squared a few of those up, then she's going to go to her off-speed pitches. And I actually thought we took some good hacks at it. But, everybody's going to come out and be different tomorrow. And that's been the message all year is we can't go into Saturday thinking that because we won on Friday that anything's different. We've got to come out like it's a brand new day.